Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. This pick a card reading is a general reading, so it should fit any situation that you find yourself in. And as always, we have 3 piles here with group 1 on the left through to group 3 on the right. The timestamps will be in the description box below along with the cards that I'm using. And I'll also show you the reverse side of these cards in case that helps with your selection. If you'd like a private reading or a kinesiology session, you can find all the information in the description box below. I hope you enjoy your reading. I'll leave you with your selection. Have a wonderful day. Hey Group 1, welcome to your reading. If you have chosen the Obsidian Angel, then this is going to be your reading. And the Obsidian Angel always comes in when we're needing just that little extra protection and maybe even a little cleansing. Obsidian is a great stone for clearing out any negative energy and keeping yourself nice and grounded and protected and safe. So you may very much be calling on this energy this week, just that extra protection and support from your guides, from those that take care of you. But yeah, it also it makes me also feel like that whatever you move through, you just know that you're being guided, you're being supported, and even if it's a challenge or a shock or whatever life brings, there's just that knowing that it's all divine. It's meant to be this way. It's orchestrated this way for a beautiful reason. And I do think that a lot of you understand that on a soul level. You understand that things happen for a reason. Anyway, group 1, what have I got here? I can see Aquarius in this reading as long with Pisces. That's kind of the main 2 that are showing up here. And you could always call the fixed signs, they're everywhere. Oh, there's Taurus actually. Okay, so let's just jump into the read. Group 1. With the past energy, we're starting with, and I will do the pendulum this time. I know it's been skipped a few times, so let's bring it back. You might like to think of your question at the end, but starting with the past energy, we've got the 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands with the 3 of Swords. And when I'm just seeing these 2 here, it is a test of endurance perhaps for you, or resilience in some way. Life has definitely been lifing, I think here. When we look at this is somebody who has been working really hard for quite some time. And at times you may have wanted to give up or throw it all in. You've invested so much into something, and it may be a situation that brings a lot of pain or chaos for you, but you've been so resilient. Every time something's come at you, you've come back stronger, and you've persevered. Basically, this past energy is full of perseverance. 7 of Pentacles is sometimes feeling like, I'm putting in so much, when am I going to see the payoff, or what am I getting out of this? So sometimes you may be in that mindset of feeling like maybe even a victim or being taken advantage of in some areas. This could be personal relationships, it could be your workspace, it could be things that you've given it all, you haven't quite seen the results yet. And maybe some results have been thrown back in your face, or there's a sense here of feeling like, betrayal. There's chaos in this 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords is about heartbreak and sometimes betrayals. And this, I really feel like some things have been really messing with your head a little bit potentially as well. Like maybe there's just people that are misleading, or you're dealing with things that feel untrue, or whatever this is, you've stuck at it for a long time. So maybe it's in the way with how you handle it moving forward that's changing for you. Whatever it is, I feel like as we come into the next energy is the Magician, but what actually sits above these cards is accepting challenges, trust your inner resources, and that it reminds me of not just the Magician energy, but the Angel as well. As soon as I saw it, I felt like, okay, it really shows how things are divinely orchestrated to bring you strengths, to bring you opportunities to learn and grow. But here you are in the current energy of the Magician and the 9 of Pentacles directly after that. This is somebody who is leaning into their strengths, exactly as it says here, trusting your inner resources. This is somebody who has all they need. They know they're okay. They know that they've got what it takes. If there's a challenge, they'll find the strength, the wit, whatever it needs to face it in a way that resolves the issue or creates growth. very solution orientated energy. You've also got here the capacity, it really is the capacity to achieve. I'm just drawn back up here to the tea leaf oracle. It says vine, seek out information that will help you. And that's what this is. Magician and the Nine of Pentacles. This is someone with a lot of resource and capacity and ability. So if you don't know the answer, or you don't have what you need, then it won't take you long to find it or get it. You're extraordinarily capable. And you're in a place right now where maybe you've been tired, weary, guarded with the Nine of Wands, but you're bouncing back. There's like a energy of like, it's just like that another push, like a second wind almost. There's a lot of abundance around you. You're so fully supported by the universe when I see these cards together. It also shows me that you're trying to break away from something and build a sense of independence for yourself, a new journey perhaps. You're wanting something different. So Knight of Swords comes in next, and I wondered, for some of you, this is dealing with a person who doesn't have the same peace and tranquility and groundedness inside of them. I do feel like some of you are dealing with someone who's just bull at a gate, or someone who wants to, this can sometimes be the energy, someone who wants to win at all costs, or somebody who is just, they can only see what they can see, so they're pushing forward, a bit of a belligerent energy. And you might be dealing with that in someone at this time who doesn't quite get, like it's almost like an envy around you perhaps, like someone doesn't quite understand how or you've managed to create what you've created, or fostered this sense of self. So there's somebody who doesn't get it. They're just not mature. I do think that's there for you, dealing with someone. But outside of that, to look at the Knight of Swords as your energy in combination to all of this, it shows that there's a strong drive to succeed. Like there's a renewal of energy here after something that looks like, oh, you've probably been a bit beaten down, and you're like, no, I'm dusting myself off. I've got this. Now, as you progress further into the week, we've got the High Priestess here as well as the Ten of Swords. And it tells me that there's something unfolding that you can sense. Like there's an ending coming and you can feel it. You know it. Maybe it's not logically here. Maybe you haven't seen the physical world evidence, but inside of you, you know a very big cycle is ending. Something is finishing. Is it a job you've been working at? Is it a relationship that's not working out for you anymore? Is it a friend group? Is it this can even be lifestyle choices, things that you just know are not working, and a part of you may be dying. Something is finishing up. Ten of Swords is this is a brutal one too. It's all stabbed in the back. Maybe you feel like your situation with the Three of Swords in the past here, you have been stabbed in the back, and part of you is like, no, I'm not going to put myself in those positions again. That's kind of coming back to the Magician and the Nine of Pentacles. Like this is someone who's solid in themselves. So those things, they don't really allow themselves to get into positions where they can be either taken advantage of or hurt in some way. You're very divinely, with the High Priestess and the Angel, you're very divinely guided. And I think as well, you know that even if a shocking thing came to you right now, it's almost like you wouldn't be surprised. You would just, right, how do I handle this one? There's a sense of grounded capability in you at this time, which is great, because maybe you don't always feel that way. We're not always on the top of our game, and it looks like you are getting on the top of your game at the moment. You're bringing back some sort of strength and equilibrium. Now, later into the week ahead, and it could have relation to this Ten of Swords perhaps, but we have the Three of Cups and the Eight of Swords. So there's a situation that they're here that it's like a celebration with friends, as you can see with the Three of Cups. But with the Eight of Swords here, is this a friendship circle that you feel you don't belong in? Or is this a situation where you've ended a relationship and there's I don't know, is it feeling like you're missing out on something? There's limited thoughts around this, or a sense of being stuck. You're stuck to something. It's really actually quite hard to articulate what this is for you, because everyone will be quite a different scenario and very personal. Because the Three of Cups is quite a personal card. It's our happiness in a way. It's things that we celebrate with other people. It's milestones. It's occasions that are quite special. For many of you, you could be going to an occasion, but there's something that under the surface with the Eight of Swords that's like, it's in the mental realm, like lower mental fears, or maybe feeling stuck to things that just don't quite align. The High Priestess, Ten of Swords, it's like you're being guided where you need to be, but there's still things to go through and resistance. It's actually really hard to articulate this. I might get some clarifiers. Bottom deck energy, before I do that, is the Ten of Pentacles. So at this time, as I can see in your cards as well, you're more focused on the bigger picture building, what it is you're investing in, the life you're creating in the long-term sense. This is, you may be dealing with the nitty-gritty, but your eyes are on the prize. Now, what is in this Eight of Swords for us to see here? I see strength just flipped over then. So, you're needing to have some sort of mental strength over perhaps the end of something, and realizing that if something's actually ending, that this is a good thing for you. This is a celebration. Something's wrapping up. I just saw the Queen of Pentacles when I looked there. That could have to do with business things and workplace things, absolutely. Eight of Pentacles, yes, okay. So for some of you, you may be in between jobs, or something at your workplace is not working. There could be some clicky BS there with the Three of Swords, like chaos people. And again, someone who doesn't, you've got envy in the workplace, because that Knight of Swords is coming for you. So there might be someone who's coming for you this week, but maybe that's it. Like, don't let it get to you. How you handle it, trust that it's all divine, it's orchestrated, even if it's, that's probably why I was touching on that so many times. It makes more sense now. And I think as well with the Three of Cups, it can, like, if you separate that Temperance, I think that's the thing with a general reading. Like, it can be segmented. This is about that part of life, that's about this part of life, and then also you cannot read them all together as one. Like, there's so many layers in reading. It looks like confronting energy, but you really got what it takes. You do. And it does look to do with the work with the Eight of Pentacles there. So anyway, what is with your challenge at the moment? You got the Seven of Cups, Five of Wands. Again, this is like dealing with other people's BS or things that just don't really make sense. Five of Wands is like conflict amongst a group of people. It can be inner conflict as well, of course. And then Seven of Cups is like emotional confusion, cloudiness, uncertainty. Feeling like you don't have enough information to understand what is even going on here, or how to make a correct choice or response to a situation. Some things are good, some things aren't. You can't quite tell the difference at times. You don't fully know yet. So there's a lot of uncertainty in this, in your challenge. Dealing with other people, what are their motives? Uncertainty, that's the challenge. So what helps with the challenge though? Four of Wands, King of Swords. This is really sovereign energy. This is someone who knows their spirit. They know what they're here for in this walk of life. This is someone with discernment, good communication. You've been through enough to be able to see it, call a spade sort of thing. I think this is a good time for you to not be afraid to be quite direct and firm in some regard. And it could have to do with protecting your home, or something to do with your spiritual path. The Four of Wands can be many things. It's like our tribe of belonging. Maybe that's what you're protecting. It can be a spiritual marriage or a very important relationship to you. It can also be around the home space. Things that you may be needing to make some decisions around the home to protect your home, or to protect those that you love. And it's not an emotional situation. None of this is really emotional. This is all kind of very, very mental. Just have good, strong boundaries this week, especially when dealing with chaos and BS and confusion and people's crap, because I do think there's a bit of something to come your way. Don't let it bother you, I think, is the biggest thing. And I'm going to come back to Vine, seek out information that'll help you, for sure. So in the area of what you don't see coming, we got the Eight of Wands, the World, the Hanged One, and the Ace of Wands. So the World, first of all, the Eight of Wands, first of all. Eight of Wands is a messages back and forwards energy. It's where you have a lot of information being exchanged, perhaps between you and another person, or you've got a lot of things to get off your chest and say. And the information that comes in may be surprising because it's in what you don't see coming, and it leads you towards some sort of closure here. But the closure may feel limiting in some sense because we have the Hanged One. So it's about realizing that there's actually a divine beginning that's being orchestrated. It keeps coming back to that, like something is being orchestrated here, and you have to just trust it, even if it looks like it's not what you want, or it's not. Clearly a challenge is being offered to you, but it's a gift underneath it. There's a gift underneath it, in direction of where you're heading, or what you're supposed to be feeding your energy into. Like something comes to stir things up so that you can not waste time anywhere, or put your energy where it belongs. The Hanged One is about shifting your perspective. So yeah, there's movement here. You're being pushed in a direction. There's definitely strong endings energy here. The World and the Ten of Swords. Something is coming to an end, and you're needing to look at that ending truly as a new beginning. You allow it to inspire you, to motivate you, to take that step. This is creative force energy here with the Ace of Wands. It's also very divinely guided as well. That I always see that Ace of Wands as kind of like a little spirit spark of life that's meant to be followed. It's meant to be nurtured. It's like the candle showing you the way. But yeah, you may at first, at times, you may have some limitation because you got the Hanged One and the Eight of Swords. So there's a part of you that is a little fearful. But seek out information that will help you, because Caterpillar, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Yeah, you're just nurtured where you got to be. You're so guided. I'm like, if you're worried, stop it, because I'm not. Like challenges happen, and fair enough. You need a moment to breathe, and you need support. And you need kindness from those around you. But at the end of the day, whatever's coming up, you're so equipped. So in the outcome energy for the tarot, you've got the Ten of Wands, a heaviness, carrying it all. It's a feeling of burden, but you're a light-hearted energy with the Knight of Cups is here. This is something that's playful and free-spirited and fun. Then we have the Star. So it's almost like an alchemy process here. You're coming out of, like, when I look at the past and then the future energy, I'm coming from exhaustion and, oh my God, this and then that, and like just one thing after the other. But then as we come into this week fresh, you're in capability energy, you're in magician energy. And so anything else that comes is like you're using it to step on to get higher. The outcome here is a renewal of that sweet energy of fun and playfulness here with the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is often wearing its heart on the sleeve, and a very, very good time energy to be around. It's laughter, it's inside jokes, it's fun. But the Ten of Wands is like things have been too heavy to allow that to live, maybe, and that's what's changing here with the Star. There's healing. The Star is actually the Hope card, and it's interesting because you've got Hope from this deck here. The Green Witch Oracle, Hope with Daffodil, which I'll read for you soon. But to finish out your reading with the Star, technically the Hope card, and then you have Hope there, and I just saw 1717. If that's a special number or significant to you, maybe you're seeing a lot of numbers as signs. But yeah, it is. There's a need to rejuvenate your energy at any chance you get, and I'm being drawn to soaking in the bath. Might be really good for you as well, especially with the Knight of Cups, all this water here, like a bit of beach time or something that feels nourishing for you. Like the little moments of joy, I think you're needing to fill your cup up. You're needing a little play, a little movement, or relaxation. Maybe a massage would be nice if you've got the time to book that in for yourself, like time to really just rejuvenate your spirit and not let yourself get bogged into whatever details you deal with in the human layer of life. Because you are, the Ten of Wands, there's no denying that you are carrying more than you need to. You could put a little bit of it down, and you will. You're working through that. Like I do think that you're moving into a bit more of an optimistic space if you've been struggling. So let's look at these oracles with first accepting challenges. Every time we face difficulty in life, it presents us with an opportunity to turn inward and invoke our own inner resources. For pure love that does not seek self-satisfaction, nothing is impossible. In fact, we develop strength when we endure difficult conditions. We feel the exhilaration of victory as we accept challenges by engaging our inner resources to overcome them. If you're facing situations you know are critical to your success but feel powerless to perform, it may be because you feel the challenges are beyond your abilities. Sufi wisdom is guiding you to look beyond incidental events and not just react haphazardly. The divine pearl embedded inside of you will help you overcome any challenges life presents. Most of the greatest discoveries have emerged from despair, loss, and heartache. And that's this energy here. There is limitation. Yeah, you're going to feel a bit of that at one point, but don't sit there too long. Remember who you are. Yeah, totally. Like, oh, you know who you are. Dear one, you are gifted with mental resources such as determination, self-worth, and kindness, and that makes you resilient. You're capable of coping with adversity and pushing through challenges in the pursuit of opportunities. The seed of power lies in your ability to face challenges, to open the door to major breakthroughs and leave nothing to chance. Dig deeply inside and use your strength to resolve any problems you face. The mantra for you this week is, I'm turning to my inner resources to respond to whatever is taking place in my life, which is what you do naturally. It's a part of what and who you are. So we're going to read now Hope. Okay, where do I read from? Garden as though you will live forever. Daffodils indicate reprieve for those who need it, and a time to renew faith not only in life but in those around you. Daffodil will lift optimism and bring a boost of endurance while encouraging you to keep going. There is also a period of personal growth and spiritual awakenings, and answers can be found within aspects of these. Listen to your inner voice, but do not become overwhelmed with negative self-talk. Yeah. It's a sweet energy, embracing new beginnings, looking forward with full faith in self and the universe. There's a lot of capacity in this reading. You have the card to support you this week with a health checkup. Maybe it's that you need to see a naturopath or a GP, have some bloods analysed, or maybe it's a mental health checkup, somebody to speak with. Maybe it's an energetic practitioner of some kind, kinesiology, Reiki, craniosacral therapies, acupuncture, whatever it is, any body of health that needs your support. That might be a really good time to really listen to the physical body and have a nice bath. Let your nervous system really relax and do some things that help the physical body unwind. I think that's important. A massage particularly, like very physical body nurturing stuff. But again, a health checkup can be any body of health. Mental, emotional, neurological, structural, all of the things that make you. So what else have we got here? We've got 2 tea leaf oracles, and then I'll do your pendulum. So the first one is relationships or dealings with a woman, and flowers with happiness. So it may be that you've got a really good friend around you at the moment, or if you're maybe this is your partner, or there's some woman in your life that perhaps brings flowers or happiness. Or maybe you want to give a friend some flowers. We'll leave that with you to interpret. All right, let's have a look at the pendulum question for group 1. Divine Creator, can we please see what a yes is going to look like? Can we please see what a yes is going to look like for group 1s? Thank you. There we go. There's a bit of life in the chain. That's it. All right, and then what's no going to be? Okay. Fair enough. Okay, the answer for group 1's question. What's going on with group 1? What's the answer for their question today? It honestly was going like a little bit maybe. But my first instinct was, okay, this is swinging into a yes. And then it started doing a bit of maybe. And I'm like, oh, come on, after a few weeks off, and then also many people having the pendulum go dead still, like give them something. That's my thought process. But that was a yes. So hopefully that's a supportive yes for you with your question, but always use discernment with such a tool. 23 I just saw now as well. So you got some mirroring going on in your reality perhaps as well. A good way to reflect is to see what's around us that we admire or perhaps we don't like, and see where we can find that within ourselves. Definitely, because the mirrored numbers came up twice there. But that is what I have for you, group 1. I hope this reading resonates and supports you and gives you comfort, clarity or guidance for the week ahead. And of course, if you'd like a personal session, you can find that in the description box. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Take care, group 1. Hey, group Welcome to your reading. If you have chosen the Labradorite, then this is going to be your reading. Isn't that the cool thing about Labradorite? It really just depends on what angle you look at it. You can see nothing, you can see darkness, or you can see magic. And I think that's kind of the message here. Labradorite does support with mental clarity, so not surprised. I do think that there's a strong emphasis here on the perception and the way we look at things, or the way we look at ourselves, the way we look at others. If we just change the perspective a little bit, we might see something we were missing. All right, group 2. Let's jump into this reading. What can I see here? I've got a few. We got Taurus and Leo, Capricorns here, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. Yeah, lots of big vibes here. Pisces as well, so that could be you, someone you're dealing with, but it doesn't matter too much. I'm going to ask the pendulum a question, so you might like to think of that for the end, but let's start with the past energy. Starting with the 9 of Pentacles, the Empress, and the 4 of Swords. Hey, this is a kind of nice energy. It feels really like cups are full. You're feeling maybe quite nurtured, maybe a little tired, maybe needing a little rest. But it looks like you have been in a place of abundance. These are very abundant energies. And it's something I think you're looking to foster more of. I really do think that. I think like with the 4 of Swords, it's like just a time of rest. It's like maybe you're doing little things lately that are treating your body better. Maybe you're eating a little nicer so that you feel like better energy, you're feeling better about yourself. Maybe you're feeling a little more beautiful in some way. You're feeling more capable in some way. There's definitely been a shift here, but there's still reflection. You're still in this process, I think, of like a blossoming, and you are needing a little more rest. And there's a lot of different things to think about. Thinking about your own capability or your own personal power in relation to others, how you conduct yourself, how you show up. Yeah, I feel like you've got a lot going on. At the same time, you're trying to pace yourself as well. I think that's important. There's a lot in consideration with what you have to offer the world, to yourself. And what sits above this little section is you are unique. Be yourself, everyone else is taken. And that could be part of what you're thinking about. Like, what is my true expression? And if you've been harsh with yourself, like I think you've been dismantling that. And I do recall seeing the last couple of weeks, there's a lot of dismantling from group 2, like breaking down thoughts and things that we believe that just don't suit what we're creating and the power that we have. Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So this is definitely a fresh start energy. You may be implementing something new at this time. It's like a fresh beginning. Maybe a new job role has come up for you or is coming up in some regard, in the physical sense, maybe monetarily, maybe lifestyle things. You are doing something new or having a fresh start. So progressing through the week ahead, let's have a look. We're starting with the Sun. Beautiful, bright energy. We have the 6 of Cups here as well. For some of you, this could be a very happy reunion energy. We've got a lot of people gathering around. 6 of Cups is friends and family from the past. So maybe you're catching up this week with people that you haven't seen in a while. Or you could also be reflecting on a lot of things that come from your childhood, the things that made you happy. We had the Page of Cups here as well. I do think some of you might surprisingly hear from someone, because the Page of Cups can be a bit of a surprise, a pleasant surprise. And with this energy, it is quite bright. So it's also with the Empress here, there's a lot of emphasis around nurturing, motherhood, children. Those themes could be really important to you at this time. And maybe you are a parent, so looking after your children or finding new ways to connect with them. There could be something really strong going on in that area for those that are mothers or fathers, for sure. There's like something creative perhaps, or just feeling more connected in the home with family or those closest to you, those that feel like family. Yeah, it's quite a nice energy. It's a good time for you to be filling your own cup, getting in touch with your inner child's joy, and any creative expressions. The Page of Cups can be heart-to-heart conversations with people. Sometimes it might be a forgiveness that's needed with this energy as well. You might have a conversation and clear the air with someone. You still care about each other quite a lot, but maybe there was something happen and you need to talk about it. it could just simply be the artist energy. Maybe you're reflecting deeply as well here with the image, but it is an artist card too. Okay, so progressing further into the week ahead, down the end of the week, I guess, we have the Queen of Swords, Death and Justice. I'm taking no hostages is what I heard here. So maybe there's a situation where you just coming straight out the gate, clear as how to handle it. Something that's changing, transforming. We've got death. And with the Queen of Swords and Justice on either side, for some of you this could be a court situation, a family court thing that's unfolding. I just suddenly realised that as I look back and I see the mother and potentially a separation and nurturing children, and those sorts of decisions around family dynamics may be a theme for you this week. Obviously not everyone. Again, it could be at the court level or some sort of agency that brings authority or support with the Queen of Swords and Justice here. But outside of something that serious, this can be your energy of just being very clear of what needs to be done, what needs to change, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. Maybe having a hard conversation. This isn't working for me anymore. But there's a lot of honesty in this energy. There's a lot of truth. Things that aren't honest or true are not going to work out for you at this time. That's for sure. And maybe that's another factor here, deeply reflecting on what is my joy and what's not. And so needing to be honest about that too could be a strong factor here as well. I kind of want to pull this up though. You have a card of great worry over nothing. So have you got some sort of stresses around that situation and needing to deliver your truth, or afraid of a truth that's coming to you? Great worry over nothing. These all came out together, so I'll put them together. You had Ram with a stubborn or aggressive person. It could be that you're dealing with that, or maybe you're feeling that way. And then Hand, in need of assistance and guidance, which can definitely come from a Queen of Swords energy, someone who's very logical and analytical and sharp, someone's very intelligent. It can be someone who's in a professional role that you need the support from. It could, like I said, be a legal thing, you're needing legal support. But great worry over nothing tells me it's fine. It's something that is to be resolved in the right timing with the right information. It'll all unfold as it should. So if you are worried, it's over nothing, as it says. In the area of challenge though, you have got the Three of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So that's interesting, because Three of Cups is about celebrations, milestones, and coming together with others. Reunions sometime as well. And then we have the Nine of Wands. In the challenge, this is something that you're wary of. Are you wary of friendships? Are you wary of an occasion that's coming up? You're not sure how it's going to go. You're feeling a little self-protective around certain people. That could be your challenge at this time. Just you've got what it takes, and you show up and you take up your space, rightfully so. And it maybe is coming back to that you are unique. And the Rosemary energy as well. You've got Rosemary here also, which is a very clearing type of energy. I kind of want to read this. Deeper levels of connection with people, concepts and plans are all areas that Rosemary works with. You are reminded to ensure that you're in touch with your inner wisdom, paying heed to the past, and have cleared what needs to be released. Listen to your intuition as it's calling to you at present, but be wary of gossip or becoming tactless or too forceful. So there may be a situation socially that you need to have some tact. You're very guarded around this situation or self-protective, and that's okay. You've probably been through a fair bit to rightfully feel this way. But diplomacy might be needed. Queen of Swords here. Tact, not being forceful. And if there is some temptation to gossip, just don't sit in that energy. You don't need it. You don't want to attract it. You don't want to, that's not, we already know. And we all fall into a little moment, but like at time to time talking to certain people, but let's just not feed that. And if you do, just catch it and change the conversation to something more brilliant of mind rather than people. If that's a factor. Maybe you're worried about what other people say about you as well. It could be like, but let that be. Great worry over nothing. Like, don't plug into any worries, basically. Just stay nice and neutral if you can in any situation that sort of challenges this area. Now, what will help with the challenge though? Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. We've got a lot of companionship here. What will support you in your challenge is maybe a very good friend or your partner. Clearly here we have a couple twice, but it's also your own resource as the Queen of Pentacles. Know that you are this energy. Queen of Pentacles is She's very grounded, and she's like, one of the things I love about Queen of Pentacles, and I describe her in this way often, is that she is not the queen or any other archetype to be looking at someone else's garden and wishing hers was like that. She's just not. She's not at all, because she's so focused in her own garden, making it beautiful, that there is no need for comparison. It's just a true expression, and being so ultimately present in what you are. And that, I think it brings me to this. I kind of want to read this now as well, because there's something here about, like, just remember who you are and embody that gorgeous, gorgeous energy. And also friendships and support. You've got good companionship around you. So if you're tested by certain relationships, just remember that not every relationship is for you. Not everyone's going to be your cup of tea, and you're not going to be anyone else's or everyone else's. Of course you're not. But there are those that are. So maybe as well remember those little reflections you've had from those that do see you and get you. And you don't have to prove yourself. If that's a thing that's going on here, you really don't have to do that. Just be who you are. Just be yourself. So let's read that as we go into that, because I do feel like it's aligned now. So the first step of being a Sufi is the breaking of the inkwell, the tearing up of books, and the forgetting of all kinds of knowledge. Everything in the universe has a certain way of being that determines its uniqueness. No one is created to imitate another. The deeper we reach into the well of our own soul, the more we can draw from it. The way an artist lands the brush on a canvas is their unique expression. If we copy everything from others, we miss the point of our individuality and the oneness of our divine self. It actually makes me think about a practice I've always enjoyed, especially when I was like a new mom, and my little one, we would go to those play groups, as many of you may already know of, and I would love to do this little practice where I'd look at all the different mums and imagine what type of flower they are, you know? Like there's the mum with the coffee and the messy bun, and she's like a wildflower in the forest, you know what I mean? And then there's this like Sunday church looking mum, and she's this beautiful little bulb, you know what I mean? Like just, I don't know, there's the Queen of Pentacles and the uniqueness energy, not just seeing yourself as your own unique divine expression, but appreciating the uniqueness in others, I think can really help feed back into that with yourself, and vice versa. It's an in and out thing. But it's a nice little practice, and it helps kind of open up to the gifts and beauty around us. Anyway, dear one, be bold as well, but be bold and explore what it means to live life on your terms. It sometimes requires you to go against what others expect of you, refuse to conform, create new ways of doing things, follow your own path and set your own goals. Move to the beat of your own drum. There is little benefit in being ordinary just to fit in. Let others know that you have come here to experience wonder and spread joy. You are an original, an individual, a masterpiece. And we've got that here. Like maybe you're reflecting on this quite a lot this week, you know, what's working for me, and how do I bring that forward? You've got a lot of beauty. And you're opening my reading here with our reading, 9 of Pentacles, Empress. And there's the 4 of Swords makes me think like, how can I draw from that? How can I bring more of that forward? I love that for you. It's like you're finding the beauty in yourself and getting ready to share that with the world. Maybe you've been a little closed off, and it's like part of you is cracking open, perhaps. And take it slowly. The song Rose Lineage. Is it Rose Lineage? Yeah, go look that up by Maya Stark if you feel drawn. Anyway, and she only opens when she's ready. Where am I now? Okay, sorry. Experience, wait. Your uniqueness comes from your imagination, your experience, and your feeling and consciousness. Experience more, imagine more, and feel more to elevate your conscious awareness. The most attractive people are those who are confident enough to be themselves. Accept that pain, anguish, and disapproval are all part of the experience. Do not allow the opinions of others to diminish your vision for the future. The more you go through challenges, the stronger you become. When you recognize your own capacities and limitations, you will be ready to make the most of every moment of your life. And so your mantra this week is, I am here to live a uniquely creative life and to be true to myself. I love it. It's beautiful. So what do we don't see coming? Let's have a look down here. We've got the Page of Swords. We got the High Priestess, Seven of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. This is like someone who's open and then not, and then, so it's like bit by bit, and that could be what I'm getting here for some, and you may resonate with that feeling of like dabbling and then pulling back and protecting. But outside of that, let's read these cards. The Page of Swords, another thing I felt when it first came out is it could go either way, but there's this sense of gathering information. So there could be someone who's kind of keeping an eye on you, who's a bit curious about you, that doesn't fully understand you, but they kind of wish they did, or they might have an idea of you that they haven't been able to fully put their finger on something or solidify what they think. So you could have someone keeping an eye on you in some regard. I don't think it's malicious, but there's someone who's curious here, and you're a mystery with the High Priestess here. You know, there's something that they know, like there's something deeper in there, but there's a blocked energy with the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, this is an external that you may not see coming in that regard. Now, reading it also as your own energy here, this could be you that's curious to figure something out and open up to what is behind what we see, you know, because there's more to the story when we see this particular energy. What's really going on underneath? Four of Swords is, Four of Pentacles is quite a blocked energy of the heart and very self-protective. And it could be here that like there's something that you hold on to quite strongly because you've invested everything into it and you really believe in it. But you're still needing to open or learn more in this area. I don't know, I feel like this is one you need to grab whatever I've said that stands out to you and interpret it to your situation, because it is very, very unique and niche, and it feels like tailored for your individual stories differently. You could also, for some of you, be like ready to branch out and like you're exploring new investments for yourself. Like, what am I going to do to build my business? Like, and it may be like on hold. It's not quite ready yet, but you're still just sort of opening up and figuring things out and exploring new avenues, making phone calls or inquiries, exploring and getting information. You're gathering information. So, and it could be all of the above. There's definitely some information gathering going on here. And it is to do with things that are long-term, your investments, Seven of Pentacles. But it's also a sense of protection around all of this. So again, there's like open, like, yeah, not fully flowing quite yet, but it's a process. Something is in a process right now. It could be very new, but it kind of feels like it's ongoing for some time. You may also feel like you've invested quite a lot and it's not getting anywhere. So it's like, what needs to change? How do I, like, it could be someone you've built a good business, you've got a bit of clientele, you've built a good foundation, but it's capped, or for some reason there's a lid or a block. And so that might be also time now where you're starting to feel like divinely guided to seek information, to find what you need to make a decision that brings security and safety that you can then move forward. So in the outcome energy, we have the Hermit, Devil reversed, a Siren. So yeah, okay. The Hermit, I don't even know if you heard it, but it was like a loud siren. The Hermit, Devil reversed, Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups, happy birthday to anyone, by the way, that's having a birthday right now, because every time there is someone who's celebrating a birthday when this card comes out. But Hermit is turning inwards. And this card is about attachment. It's about sometimes about trying to achieve monetary gain in ways that don't feel true, or holding on to the status quo, or trying so hard to make something. It can be obsession, a fixation. It can be very physical world, right? Attachments. But it's in reverse. So what this tells me is you're releasing some sort of attachments, and it's in you, like it's in how you feel about yourself or about situations, that then without that attachment, truly you can shine. There's a lot of introspection in this reading. It feels really like, as much as it feels light and quite nice, it actually feels pretty profound on an inner, deeper under level, if that makes sense. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment though, and that's it. You're tuning into yourself to march to the beat of your own drum, as the card said before. What's going to set you on fire? What's really going to make you lift up? Away from what you're told, away from the control of some situation, or away from the attachment to an outcome that you thought you needed. Like, you're coming into a more truthful expression, which brings me to the Queen of Pentacles again, because that's what I try to touch on to explain what she is. She's not like trying to buy the flashiest car and the greatest house and look a certain way on social media. She's just not that. She's a true, like, that's why I like the practice of seeing what flower is every woman. Because it appreciates the organic flowering that is the true expression, not what we think it should be. And that's where you'll find your wish fulfillment, in letting go of expectations, comparisons, and attachments, and just plugging into what's in you. That's the thing about the Hermit. It's not looking externally for approval, for validation, for answers. It's like, what's in me? And how do I nurture that? And I see you've been doing that. Yeah, that's what that's about. So we also have here the Sunrise, and new creative ideas, new ventures, and a fresh start is here for you. Hence the Ace of Pentacles. You've also got Bouquet with compliments from an admirer. So I think that as you tune into this energy, you will start to see reflections pretty quickly that that's working for you. You know, you're gonna see maybe a bit more of the truth of your own beauty. And I think you may need to have the experiences to show that to yourself. I know you know it's in there, and I know you know you're capable, but maybe you're still needing more I don't want to say validation, because that's not what we're looking for, but just the reflections in the world that, hang on a minute, this is, yeah, the realizations, knowings. Okay, so we've read those two. We also have two other cards before I do your pendulum. One of them is energy work. That would be really nice for you. Pranic healing stuck out when I first pulled this card, so maybe that's something one of you out there is already booked in for, confirmation it's going to be a good session for you, or something you might already feel encouraged to book. But any energy work at all, whether you engage in a practitioner, kinesiology, or doing it for yourself, you have the capacity and capability there. And that would be good for you. But also movement, moving your body. Have you been a little bit stagnant lately, or do you need to get your steps up? Just taking a walk after dinner is so good for you. Or maybe a yoga practice. I've been enjoying yin, and I'm literally, before I started this reading, I was thinking I better look on the schedule of when I can fit another yin class in. I love yin yoga so much. It's just really nourishing. All right, let's do the pendulum group 2. It's been a little while. Let's have a look, see if we can get an answer. So, Divine Creator, can I please see what a yes is going to be? Okay, and then can we see a no? So funny. Okay, clear as day. The answer for group 2's question, please. Can we get an answer? Group 2's question. It's a yes, I think. Yeah. It's a yes. Something about it was almost like it was, like, maybe it's the fan was kind of like threatening to blow it in a different direction, but it was fighting to stay where it needed to be, if that makes sense. So maybe that actually resonates with your question, or part of this reading, that like maybe there's things that sort of threaten to throw you off, but it's like, no, this is me. That's my determination, you know? But anyway, I don't know if that relates or not. I'd love to hear if it did. But yeah, it definitely is a yes. So hopefully that's supportive, but always use discernment with such a tool. Use discernment with everything. And that's what I have for you, group 2. So if you'd like a private session, kinesiology for the energy work, or a reading, you can find that in the description box below. Otherwise, I'll look forward to reading for you all again next week. Take care, group 2. Bye. Hey, group 3. Welcome to your reading. If you have chosen the turquoise moon, then this is going to be your reading. Turquoise moon, particularly with the energy I'm seeing here, is very much connected to the throat chakra and speaking up and speaking your truth, feeling nice and safe and grounded to be able to speak your truth. So turquoise might be a particular stone you want to work with. So some of the energies in your reading I've got here, Cancer is here Cancer's here quite strongly. We've also got Leo and Scorpio as well. Leo is here quite strongly, yes. Libra is here, and you could probably call the fixed signs as well. That's Scorpio up there. Yeah, it doesn't matter too much. Let's just jump into this reading and see what's going on, group 3. I'm going to do the pendulum for you guys, so if you'd like to think of your question, that'll be there at the end. But yeah, past energy, we're starting with the Magician. We've got the Sun, and we have the Five of Swords. The Magician, to start out your reading, shows me that you have, in the recent past, been leaning into your resources, your own power and capacity to create changes in your life. And you have clearly been getting a lot of direction and clarity. The Sun is all about exposure and seeing things clearly, but also the grounded posture of this energy, the positivity that raids out of it, this confidence. So you may be working on building your confidence in situations. The Five of Swords, however, is an energy of a hollow victory or a battle that does not feel good. So you may be still processing something that's happened, that you're trying to rebuild your confidence from that place or from that situation, or just trying, I really feel like you're just trying to get your power back. And you maybe been working at that, just growing and learning and realizing certain things that, you've had to leave behind, or this is the fog of these clouds kind of jump out to me a fair bit, which kind of tells me that it's not fully dissolved or clear yet, but you've been doing what you can from your end to try and ground yourself and get your power back and feel good. There may be some things still feel like it's unanswered, or there's lack of closure in that energy, but the next card is actually the Six of Swords. So you're coming to a point where you're either letting yourself off the hook, or someone else, or you're just willing to put it to rest and let go. I know last week was a strong message of coming to an ending, or an acceptance of an ending. I remember if you were a group 3 devotee, then that message is continuing. I know a lot of people choose the same one each week, but not always. And there was letting go, and this is exactly that. There's been a situation that's painful here, but you've grown from it. You've been reflecting, you've been learning. The Six of Swords is about letting it go in a way that brings you more peace. It's releasing the emotional baggage, and bit by bit I do believe you are doing that. You've even got a self-care ritual for this week called Burning Bowl Ritual. It's another fantastic releasing type ritual, so that might be something you want to do. What I found interesting, you've actually got a frying pan, which is a similar imagery, and this one is about trouble or accusations. So you may be going through a little bit of drama, or maybe literally accusations or something here, even if you're just accusing yourself. It is something you need to let yourself or someone else off the hook and release it in a ritual, or release it in your own way. But Six of Swords is exactly that. It's the start of your week. You're finding that you're letting the way be a little bit more gentle. The Four of Cups is the next card, which is a card of feeling victimized, or feeling like disappointed, or that things aren't working out for you. However, this particular Four of Cups is different to all the others out there in the tarot, because this one, you've got all 4 cups. Typically they're focused on 3 empty cups, and then there's a great blessing they're not looking at. So you're not realizing actually what's good. But here it's different. Here, all of your cups may be outside, and you may be disappointed that there's something between you and what you want. However, while you sit there, the rain is filling your cups. So little do you know, even though things may not feel like they're going how you want them to, some other blessing is lining up for you. And it's more than just one cup. It's filling all the cups. So the more you work towards releasing and coming back into your personal power, the universe is working and conspiring with you to lift you up out of this place and bring you where you belong next. I really feel that for you. Some of you, there's a message here of travel as well with the Six of Swords. Some of you might be traveling soon. Especially turquoise is also a travel companion stone, so that definitely could be a message to some. And you've got Chariot on the bottom of the deck, which is a bit of a traveling card as well. So mainly though, I feel that's about building confidence. And with the dark and the light horse as well, it's like like holding space for the tension of opposites in life. You know, it's not all good and all bad. It is an experience to be beheld. So as we progress into the week ahead, we've got the 3 of Swords and then the 4 of Swords. You're getting a lot of this like one thing after the next. 5 of Swords, 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. So things are, even if it's baby steps, it tells me that things are unfolding as they should. You're on the right path, even if it doesn't feel like that. Actually, yes, look, arrow, you're on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. When I see numbers do that, and especially the same suit, it really does emphasize that. And it's very small because it's only 1 to 2 or 3 to 4 in this case. Keep going. Anyway, back into this read, the middle of your week sort of vibe energy space as the week progresses. 4 of Pentacles and 3 of Pentacles. So this is someone who is maybe a little apprehensive to open up or to share or collaborate with others. There's a bit of ideation in this card here because he's painting a mural and then there's a blocked energy next to it. So it's almost like idolizing someone or a situation but not being able to come forward. That could be something here for some of you, and having to let go of that as well, like wanting, you may be really wanting a particular relationship to work out or things to go a certain way, but you're feeling limited in creating that outcome, or blocked from that person, or vice versa. If it's the other way around, someone may be wanting that with you, but you're wanting to have a new start and block that energy. I'm not sure which way it goes. It'll be different for everyone, I do believe. But here, the 4 of Pentacles is sometimes also like holding on very tightly to what we have out of fear of losing it. Or even protecting yourself, protecting your energy, being careful who you open up to. There's a lot of different ways to read this energy, and I do feel like as much as you would like support, there's a lot of self-preservation at the moment. So you might be blocked from leaning into help, maybe. That could be part of it. But I think there's good support around you still, regardless. As much as you'll let it in, it's there. And that's entirely up to you. To let people help, or you've got actually here dog barking with advice from a friend, and a bit of a labyrinth here as well. So you may be going through quite a complex journey, and that can be hard to speak on. You've got turquoise here. You've actually also got speak out, communicate to solve the conflicts. You may need advice from a good friend to figure it out. You may need to lean into some other people's ideas. But I do think there's also still a little release needing as well. So further into the week ahead, we have the King of Swords and the 7 of Wands. Yeah, and look at that as well. There's someone in your life perhaps that you want to either make amends with or speak with in some regard, and there's a strong block. And like I said, vice versa, take it how it resonates, could be the other way around. It looks like, especially actually you've got the accusations. 7 of Wands is about protecting yourself from exactly that, accusations or people telling you their opinion or telling you what you can and can't do. And it's about sort of standing up for your truth and believing in yourself. For others of you, this is an energy that you, like I said, maybe wanting to reconnect or create healing. However, there's strong blocked energy here. So this week you may need to speak your truth clearly, and not from an emotional place, King of Swords here. And you may find that for some of you, it may not be received. It may be a blockage. So others of you, someone's communicating with you and you're not wanting to receive. I do think it's a little complicated for sure. But ultimately, the Chariot here and the way you're being, I think, trying to lean into your own strengths and resource, you will be able to navigate. Just a little interruption from the mailman there, group 3, but jumping straight back into this message, as I was saying here before, it throws you off when you get a knock at the door, like, oh my God, where was I? Coming straight back though, we are finishing this week with the King of Swords and 7 of Wands energy, and King of Swords is a non-emotional energy. So whether it's you standing up for yourself and delivering a truth, like we said here, we've got speak out, and there is a need to communicate to clear out some conflict that's going on. Others of you may wish to do that, but it's not available for whatever reason. That person may not be open to communicate, but you're still needing some level of closure for yourself to give that to yourself. That might be why the burning bowl rituals come out here, or might be why leaning into a friend for some good advice could be really grounding for you at the moment, because you've also got the card here, funnel, a period of frustration, but lessons are to be learned. So that's the thing about it all as well, is you're moving through this, and hence why you've been in the Magician and Sun energy. You've been reflecting on your own strengths and your own resources, and trying to grow as much as you can, even though there may be resistance or fear. So in the area of challenge, we have got the Moon and then Six of Wands. When I first saw this, I thought it felt like it's like distorted perceptions and being fearful of being seen in that very light. Or there's fears about being seen could very well be here, but I do also think there's a bit of distortion around this with the Moon, and the challenge is, I think, feeling like you're being perceived a certain way that's not true, or maybe something happened and it represented you in a light that you wish, it doesn't reflect who you really are, and you're still learning and growing. And so there might be a situation that feels a little unfortunate in that regard, and it might be your challenge, or maybe you again have fears around just being seen in another way. It's in the challenge. But what will help with the challenge? Two of Wands and the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is self-limited beliefs. It's stuck thinking in spirals and loops, obsessive thinking, not feeling like you can speak out or you can trust what's going on around you or in yourself. It's very limited. It's a very self-imposed prison. But the Two of Wands is here, which is you needing to do different. You can't stay there. Two of Wands is taking another path. So whatever stuck thoughts you might be having or limited thinking, you need to break that somehow. Go and do something, anything that shows you what you really are. Do something. Maybe actually you've got the card read here as well. Maybe a beautiful self-help book, words of wisdom. I'm going to suggest Ram Dass, absolutely amazing. Maybe you already have a guru or a teacher or some sort of book that you're wanting to read, or you've started to read and put it aside. I don't know. There's some reading that you could do though that will definitely help with this situation and give you new thoughts, because you're needing to break something here and do something differently. Two of Wands is crossroads. The old way of doing it, looping, spiraling, whatever it is not getting you anywhere. When we see the Two of Wands, it's because the crossroads is here because you're needing a new experience, you're needing growth, or you're needing to go somewhere else or do something else. So in the area of what you don't see coming, we have the Nine of Wands. Very self-protective with the Scarecrow here for sure, but the Fool is here. So even though you may feel guarded and wary, what you don't see coming is a fresh start, a new beginning, a leap of faith, and maybe even a little risk. Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune is because you know it's where you need to go. You may be tired and not want to. You may be wary and guarded and limited with your thoughts of yourself or the situation. But you're needing to open up and be moved, because Judgment is also a card of awakening and calling. So it's like realizing, maybe I'm fearful, or maybe I'm tired, or maybe I'm not trusting, but I'm going to put my best foot forward and give this a go and see the wheels change. See the Wheel of Fortune will change for you. The season will change. We're literally about to move through another seasonal change, and we can expect that on a personal level, not just in the environment, in nature. So move with this change. Move with anything fresh and new, even if you're tired, even if you want to protect yourself and you're a little afraid. Try your best to be open to fresh experiences and to be moved and to learn from whatever's coming your way. In the outcome energy, it's also a very strong major arcana with one minor arcana. So this is the minor arcana here was a bit reserved and self-protective, and this one is limited as well in that it's the Five of Pentacles. This is somebody who feels abandoned, or they don't feel good enough, or they may be feeling under the weather, not very good energy, or feeling like they can't afford certain things that they need to change their life. Whatever it is, it's a limitation. But then you have three major arcana after that with the Death, the World, and Strength. So regardless of whatever you find yourself in, all these cards keep reiterating the same thing. Yeah, there's something that sucks. Yeah, there's something that hurts. That's right. But the arrow, you're on the right path in regards to something. And even this door, opportunities are waiting for you. Funnel, a period of frustration, lessons to be learned. That this is a moment that can't be avoided. It can't, but it's not always going to be like this. There's a massive new cycle beginning. Something is going to transform. This limitation, this abandonment, this emptiness, this sadness, feeling alone, it's going to transform, but it requires your strength. It really does. Your strength to try new things, your strength to open your mind and be moved, your strength to let go, to have a new beginning, a new cycle, to create changes that serve you, to stop doing things that don't serve you, whatever it is. This is like the painful part of a change. It feels like when the caterpillar turns to the goo before it becomes the butterfly. It's like you're doing the goo at the moment, doing the goo. Yeah, you can quote me on that. All right, let's read these oracles. You've got speak out, communicate, and solve conflicts. This oracle comes with the guidance and confirmation that you have a heart big enough to freely speak out what you keep inside you without feeling embarrassed or fearing that you might be ridiculed or scorned. The warm blushing glow that surrounds you beckons to a community of friends who welcome all you would like to share with them. The message from Sufi wisdom comes with immense blessings and love. Personal relationships rely on communication in so many ways. When you freely communicate with people in relationships, it reduces conflict, it builds trust, and it strengthens bonds. Stressful situations are usually caused by our lack of willingness to speak out when we have the opportunity. You may be fearful or concerned that people will have a negative reaction to you sharing your ideas or insights, and you may worry that others may ridicule or disapprove of you speaking freely. But dear one, you are saturated with a divine presence that is so rich that it wants to pour out of you in words that are freely spoken. By speaking out, you can solve many problems that are caused by a lack of confidence. And with the Chariot and the underlying energy, this is a time of you facing both shadow and light and being guided to move into that confidence. By helping people know your ideas, you'll be able to discover what other people want and need and adapt your ideas to match their needs. Be open to receive love from a Sufi sage like Rumi. The mantra for you this week is, I'm committing myself to be brave enough to speak out my thoughts and feelings honestly with others. That's a very powerful goal and mantra and aspiration. So interesting, it touched on trust because you have the next card of trust with Basil. And Basil will indicate energies surrounding trust and the workings of relationships. Consideration and putting more into gaining harmonious ground are required. And although this does include romance, Basil is referencing any relationship or connection. Education and travel are all areas that are shining with positive vibes at the moment, but be wary of situations or relationships that you know you are not good for. Yeah, that was like last week as well. There was a message of don't lose yourself holding on to someone. So it could still be just the process of coming to terms that some relationships you're not good for and they're not good for you. But speaking clearly and honestly is so important. And the garden suggests there might be a place where we can meet nature halfway. Yeah. Sweet. It looks like I don't even know what to say. This reading is what it is, and I hope it meets you where you are with encouragement that and validation that this is this experience. And although I may not speak on it exactly how it is for you, that you can find something in it that relates to you and validates what you're going through, but also confirming that you have what it takes to move into what's coming, this goo process, and what's coming is you coming out as this butterfly. If we're approaching the equinox, the amount of energy in the last week, I mean, two of the things I spoke on were actually incorrect. I was corrected with that, with Mars and Venus, not actually in Scorpio. Is that what I said? But what was correct was the Chinese New Year beginning, the fact that we're all in a 1 year, Saturn moving signs. Those are really, really big big energies to move through. We also had the eclipse as well, didn't we? It's been pretty wild. It's been moving us. Let's have a look at the pendulum for your question, group 3. Can I see what a yes is going to look like for our group 3s? And a no. Beautiful. Even though the fan's pushing it in its own way, like it's got a different current of energy moving it. I love that. Okay, the answer for group 3's question, please. Answer for group 3's question. Just give it a bit of, yeah, it is a no, I believe. Yeah, it felt like a no pretty quickly as well. So whatever that question is, I hope that it's supportive, that answer is supportive for you, but always use discernment with such a tool, and everything else, as I always say. Yeah. Group 3, I hope this reading has resonated with you and brought you some comfort, clarity or guidance for this week ahead and for this process you're moving through. Just want to hold this up again, to leave with you the fact that maybe you have been feeling like this. Maybe you've been working really hard to feel like this, bringing the sun back out, and we all go through that. But you've got that much major arcana around you supporting you to be moved into a whole new chapter. And yes, it's going to require a lot of strength. Yes, you're going to have to overcome a part of you that maybe wants to rage or wants to shrink away in fear. You're going to have to face certain things. And in doing so, you're going to have such a beautiful new beginning. Look at all these major arcanas. They're incredible. If you were just to pause the video and look up what they mean, and you may get a glimpse here. Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, the Fool, Strength, Death, and the World. That's massive. Absolutely massive. Be moved. Whatever this is not going to last forever, and there will be a new chapter upon you very soon. I'll leave it with you there, group 3. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you'd like a private, you know where to book it. Otherwise, I will see you all again next week. Take care.